It's my honor to introduce our next speaker. He will talking about a topic for the ClickHouse, immutable database design with ClickHouse, scaling for the future. Our speaker for this talk will be Apaichon Punopas. He is a technical coach of Arise by Infinitas, and his favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate as well, similar with Ankin. So everyone, please give him a warm welcome. It's your day now.
Hi guys, thank you for joining my section. Today I'm going to share about immutable database design with ClickHouse. Who are use ClickHouse? Oh, so many people. I just have experience for a year. My name is Apaichon Punopas. I'm working at Arise by Infinitas, joint venture between Accenture and Krung Thai Bank. We doing the large payment platform in Thailand. We support 40 million active users and data more than about 500 million per month. My background about full stack developer and data engineer for data warehouse and the big data platform. Okay, let's start. What is ClickHouse? I think many guys at here already know. The ClickHouse is column-oriented database. It's designed for OLAP and its query is very fast. It's designed for query for billion load in a few seconds, but it's up to your server spec too. It still use SQL command. I think it's helped to reduce the learning curve for anyone who work with the database. And it support for integration to the many data providers, such as Amazon S3 and Kafka and many kind of the database provider. Who use ClickHouse? For the real-world use case, such as Cloudflare used for handling their data transaction for HTTP analytics, about 5 million records per second. It's helped to reduce the storage cost about $29 million to just 1.9 million. For Uber also jumped to use it too. For they were stacking with Elasticsearch more than 20 server cluster. For their use case, they often to change the log data structure. It might got more performance issue. After they change to use ClickHouse, it can help their performance better 10x. For many use cases to use ClickHouse, you can look at the website of ClickHouse. Have many companies use it. I'm developed the big data project. Still develop. And before I'm select to use the ClickHouse, POC is before. I'm try to simulate the data same as the real job that I will use. I simulate the data with transfer fund, simulate the transfer the money system. I'm simulate for 100 million record. I'm test on my machine on the MacBook Pro M1. Take the time 25 seconds. When I try to compare with other database that I know, it take more than 30 minutes. This query query without where condition. Scan on off the data. It's so fast for me. Why the ClickHouse faster than other database that I ever used? Many databases keep the data row by row. When you try to query the data, your query might read unnecessarily of column that you not specify to. But for the ClickHouse is column oriented. You can imagine to the map dictionary of any programming language. In each column is separate to different the map object like ID, name, description or price, something like that. If you select with where condition, you forget only the column, the price column. It will looking to only the column that you specify to. That's why it's not don't take unnecessary performance. The ClickHouse keep data in the granule. The granule like the box set to keep the data. It contains the ID, the metadata, and markup index. It keep the range of value of index, the min, max. This is one key of ClickHouse can predictable that when you select query, which the granule will looking for. That's why it's got the good performance to query. And by default, ClickHouse keep data 8,192 rows. It's up to your configuration. It means that in one granule have about 8,000 rows in that. Unfortunately, ClickHouse have good performance for query and insert, but they recommend to avoid to use update and delete command. Why be like that? In the ClickHouse, when you try to update and delete the data, you must use command alter table. It means that you try to change the data structure. From previously slide, I'm talking about the granule, right? For this example, it's same table. It's column number 1 to 5 and 5 to 10. If I'm try to delete the data, column 1 equal high and column 2 equal to, we'll file the data to column number 2 and column number 9. It means that after you delete 2 records, your granule got the space of 2 rows. And the ClickHouse will merge data to reduce the space. It looks like if you guys ever use the defragment work in the Windows system, it's be like that. If your system have many granules, if you work with big data, your query might affect to the performance issue when you try to delete or update the data. That's why today I will talking about the ClickHouse come with a immutable database design. What is immutable database design? I think who like the functional programming already know. The immutable database design is mean that just insert the data. When you want to update or delete data, you just insert. It sounds crazy. Right? But for immutable design have for long time and have many pattern too. For the most popular of immutable design, almost use temporal validity and event sourcing and snapshot pattern. For temporal validity pattern, it's like you decide to keep the master data. What is the master data? Like the data in this table must have only unique record. Like for this example, for the customer data must have customer 001 only one record, right? When you want to change their name, you must update to that law. But for immutable design, your data can duplicate. If you want to update data, try to avoid to do that. Just append the new record with new information. For the below, the SQL command is another SQL, not for ClickHouse. When I'm trying to implement the immutable design with another database, it's so difficult. It means that when you try to insert many records for temporal validity pattern, you forget to the current state. You must make sure that you update the last record to not current state. It's up to the algorithm that you want to use, and you insert the new record to make sure that it's new state. But for this picture is example, this pattern, many people use the valid form and valid until. This one pattern of immutable database design. For second is event sourcing. Event sourcing who work with the microservice and event-driven architecture, I think like implement like this way. For event sourcing used to the case of you have step-by-step or workflow. For this example, used in e-commerce system, when the customer order create, the item add and payment process, it have the event data different data structure. For this second pattern, the last pattern is snapshot. This for use case you would like to keep the data multiple version. For example, in the e-commerce system, your product have multiple attributes for different time, and your system might always change, often change requirement. One day, sell the same product in some price, but in the future might use the own version because we want to discount price or use the past attribute. This snapshot pattern is good for back up the data and reuse the data too for this pattern. When we try to adopt the immutable database design with not natural immutable database, it's so difficult because you must write the complex queries. The main idea of the immutable database design is for avoid the database lock issue. When you work with a distributed system or large data sets have multiple concurrency. If you use the immutable database design concept, the read space never come to read to the write space because you avoid to use the update and delete. If you use update and delete, it might found the issue about database log is easily done. This is the main concept. For the ClickHouse is have dual view system. This word I'm defined by myself just for describe. For the system mode view, you can see any record that you keep it in the table. But for the application mode view, you can see only record that you expect to. It's up to you select the MergeTree engine. I will show you that the ClickHouse is implement easily than the MergeTree engine have many kind of family. I not describe on. Go is faster. For the replacing MergeTree, is used for you can apply to temporal pattern and event sourcing too. When create the database, we use replacing MergeTree. The replacing MergeTree, when insert more data, if you select the data, we will found on the data like this. But if we select with the final, with the keyword final, we will find the record only the last state. It's up to you set the field that you interested that is the newer for your data set. It means that you can keep track on of record and you decide what the data you expect to the user or applications see. For another MergeTree engine is use collapsing MergeTree. It's different approach from previous MergeTree. If your data you would like to delete the data unnecessarily of the state. Sorry. If you forget only the current state, and you want to delete the last record, the way of collapsing MergeTree just use fact. For this example, use collapsing MergeTree with a size column. If the size column is 1, it means that it seems like active. If you want to delete some record, you must add same data, but change the size is -1. When use the final, you don't see both of record. If you want to update the state, you add the new record. You have T record for when you would like to update. It's the way of immutable of ClickHouse. You just insert the data, but up to you decide that the data you want to see. For immutable database design have pro and con too. It don't mean that it's good for any case. The main point, the benefit, if you not use update and delete command, it can protect lost the data, but it disadvantage too because you use the space more than the traditional way, and you must avoid to use the ACID concept for full concurrency control. You must think about the eventually consistency. If you want full control ACID, you use another way, not use in the ClickHouse. And ClickHouse, the data can duplicate too. You must know disadvantage too. yeah, before you consider to use ClickHouse, it have good performance for query, and for the update and delete, you should to avoid to do it. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for joining my section. Thank you.
Anyone have any quick question for our speaker? Right.
Thank you, Kap. My question is that is there indexes in ClickHouse? Does it support multiple indexes?
Support for
Indexes for
indexes. Yeah,
for your
it's
table,
support
multiple indexes.
for index too. Almost, I'm not remember, but it have the spread index. It not have multiple kind of index same as another database, but the main index is spread index. You just set the min max value of that column you would like to set to be indexed.
Okay, Kap. Also, does it support caching?
Support
Caching?
caching.
Kap.
Caching, I think for the database, the material view is like cache, but you should to aware that if you use material view for snapshot data, it's similar cache. But in the engine, it had caching also. But if you want to implement cache, it have many ways. It have a memory engine in the ClickHouse too. But for my solution, implement cache with another technology. I'm not include in the database because I would like to separate the resource.
Okay, like moving into Redis or moving
Yeah,
into
something
Elastic,
like that.
Something like that. Okay, Kap. Khop
ครับผม
All right, thank you so much for the sharing, Apaichon. We
Thank you.
will